previously the reporting system sa 2019 is compatible with 2017. And the main reason that I had difficulty in uploading creating the reports the last time was the system used in 2019 was in 2017, but they have upgraded 2019 recently to use 2020. Do you follow? So anyway, by the way, last meeting was declared a holiday, Feb 25, so matagal tayo hindi nakaklase. Okay. So we have here a Visual Studio of creating reports in SQL Server. This might be an old version, but you can look at this. No? Ito yung gagamitin natin. And I have installed a guide. Do you follow? On how to install the report viewer and reporting services on Visual Studio 2019 and 2022. Do you follow? Okay? You just do this. Ganito lang naman ang gagawin mo, no? You follow this and then let me close this first. Okay. When you have Visual Studio 2019, by the way, just try it in 2019 first, no? You can open any project, no? And then to install, okay, you just follow the guide. Okay, so first you go to Tools, Extensions, and Manage Extensions. Okay, now you just search for Report. Dito, no? Report. There are two things to install, no? In my case, I have already installed it, no? These are the two things that you need to install. Okay, you just click this and then okay. On the right side, you will have install, no? Kasi like this, no? Download, no? You will have a download button and then it will automatically run. Okay, do you follow? So anyway, it's in the guide. You just follow this guide. Okay, manage extensions and then search for report viewer, RDLC report designer for Visual Studio. Download and install with Visual Studio closed. Once you download, you can close your Visual Studio, okay, and let the installer run. Okay. Okay. And then you do the same thing with the Microsoft Reporting Services project. You click download and then let the installer run with Visual Studio being closed. Anyway, it will not install if Visual Studio is open. So it will give you a warning, and when you say close, it will close Visual Studio and go on with the reporting. Okay? Okay. So can you do this sometime now on your vacant time? It will take about 20 minutes to install both. Okay. Now last meeting.
So pwede yan din sa like try mo yan sa version 2022.
Pwede. Pero kaya lang iba yung there's a different way. I have tried to create the report but it's a different iba yung look and feel niya. There's a different process to create a report. Do you follow? Magkaiba, hindi sila pareho. So yung nandito sa guide natin are compatible with Visual Studio 2019. The installation process is the same. But the creation of the report, hindi sila pareho. Okay, I haven't reviewed it thoroughly yet. No? Magkaiba talaga sila. It's very strange, no? So anyway, after that, no? After mo yun na-install yung dalawa, you install the reporting package to your project. Do you follow? Okay. You install the reporting package. How do you do that? You just follow this, no? Once your project is open, this now, can you see that? Ito yung ditong part na ito, no? You do a right click and then manage NuGet packages. Okay? And then the WinForms, this one, ito. Okay? You just click it, install here, no? I-click mo lang yung install dito. Unlike the extensions, you will not have this will install without closing Visual Studio. Okay? Do you follow? No, install mo lang ito. It will be there. In my case, I have already installed this, so uninstall na siya. Okay. Now, you will know that you have installed because in your toolbox, you will have, if you look for report, meron ka ng report viewer. It's important that it's here. Okay? If it's not there, what you will do is follow this, no? Sometimes it's not there, but in my case, when I installed it, it was there right away, no? If you cannot see a report viewer in the toolbox, you will need to know the path of your project. Like in this example, this is inventory app 4, I think, no? So ito, kailangan mo itong kunin. Sorry. Okay, you need to copy this path, okay? Okay? Because you will need to do this, no? I-install mo siya to the toolbox. How do you install it to the toolbox, no? You open the toolbox, okay? And then right click anywhere, no? Right click anywhere and then choose item. Choose items. Okay? Okay. You just follow the guide anyway. Browse and navigate to the file path of the project. So you have copied it. No? So we'll have to browse and navigate. So nandito na siya, no? Anyway, it's in my case, it's there because I'm currently opening the project. And then after which you go to packages folder. Packages. You just follow this guide. And then Microsoft reporting services viewer. And then live. Okay. Net 40. And then nandito yung ano. Okay. Reporting services report viewer. Okay. Pagkatapos niyan, live folder and then DLL report, this particular DLL, Microsoft Report Viewer Forms, WinForms DLL. Okay? So, hanapin mo dito. Ito. Do you follow? Okay?
Yes,
In my case, it's already there, so I don't have to do that. And then you just click OK. It will be there in the toolbox already. Okay? So, the important tool in the toolbox is Report Viewer. Okay? Okay. So what is the report viewer all about? It allows us to create reports, no, that will be directed to the printer. You can print it, no? You can send the report to the printer or to a PDF file, just normal Windows, no? Like you print in Word and Excel. Do you follow? No? Do you follow? Okay, anyway, we'll create it here, no? For example, we will create the print button of the customers. Okay. Kasi wala tayong print button dito. Okay. This is a primitive version of the project. So wala pa yung iba, no? Sorry, we'd like to implement this print button. Okay? Do you follow? Ito yung CRUDs natin. CRUDs P. We have create, retrieve, update, delete, search, print. Okay? So in Visual Studio, what you need to do first is to create a form which will do the print preview. Okay? Kailangan muna merong print preview. And then after the print preview, you can now print it directly to a printer. The user can now directly print it to a printer. So the first thing to do is to create a form, a plain form. So in your project, you just say, you click the project, we add new item, okay? And then we go to Windows Form the normal way. No? So Windows Forms, for normal Windows Forms. So shall we say this is another form, so we usually name it with FRM, diba? Start with FRM, customer viewer. Do you follow? We're calling it a viewer because it's not yet a printout. It will just preview. Okay, print preview lang, no? Do you follow? And we have it here. We can, for example, change the print the text. It's just a normal form. Okay, normal form lang ito. You can change the icons the way we do it. Now, the next thing to do is to drop a report viewer to this form. Okay, so you look for a report viewer. If you can find it, you just select report. Okay, and then you drag it there. Okay, So right away, you can dock it in parent container. Docking it in the parent container will occupy the whole screen. This time we don't have a report, so we leave the choose report blank for the moment. Then save. We can try to run if we don't have an error. If you don't have an error, then we're okay. No, so walang error, no? Okay. So do you follow, Randall?
Sir.
So ano lang, this is just the viewer. The next thing to do is to create the report itself. Okay, we will use the RDLC or the report designer from Microsoft. To do that, we'll just create another item the way we create a form, but this time we click add new item. We have to look for report, no? Kasi paminsan mahaba yung kanyang ano, no? You have to look for report. So you use this one, no? They follow? And we usually name our report viewer RPT. Okay. RPT customers. Do you follow? So this is the report for customers. Okay. Okay. So this is a report designer. This is like a form, except that this goes to the printer, not to the screen. Okay. So we can insert items to this form. So for example, we can insert a text box. Okay. Just like we are inserting on a form, we'll give it a label. You can change the alignment of this now if you like, no, the way we do it. So meron in a normal form. This text align here, we'll say center. Okay. You can change the font if you like, no? Font, okay. You can okay. Paano ba tayo mag ano? Font weight, we can bold. Okay. Bakit hindi nag-bold? Font weight. Semi-bold. Okay. Before i-shade mo muna, no? Okay. Before you change the font. You can change the border color, no? If you like. And so on and so forth. Okay. Now, an important item, usually you put a heading here, no? Using labels or text. You can drag it, no? Okay. And then the next important thing is to insert the customer's table here. Okay, this is a medyo detailed ito, no? So please pay attention. The next thing to do is you right click, no? You insert anything. These are the things that you can insert, no? A text box, a line, a table, a matrix, a rectangle, a list, no? Page header and page footer, no? A page header is a portion which is repeated on every page. So gagawin na lang natin itong ano, page header, no? Okay, we insert a page header. Okay, and on the page header, we insert a text box. So you cannot insert a table on the page header, by the way, no? Have it as list of, so that if you will have a lot of customers and they will be more than one page, no? Okay. The header will be repeated on each page without you having to do any programming. Okay, so we'll do the alignment, text alignment. It's called text alignment. Okay, do a center. Okay, and then the font weight, we do a semi-bold. Hindi yata siya magano. Ayan, we can change the size of the height of our header, no? That's 1 inch. You can make it 1 centimeter. That's half an inch. Okay, they follow. Let's set it back to 1 inch. Okay. So that's the header. Okay. The main properties, no? So anyway, let me put the customer's table. So the next thing to do is to insert, no, a table. You can only do that on the body. Okay. Now, at first, when you don't have a table yet, you will be asked to choose a data source. What is a data source? A data source is the source of data to be inserted in your report. Kasi pwede itong from a service which is from an application API, no, from the net. It can be an object or it can be a database. So in our case, no, we are using a database. Okay, we'll just click, choose the database and click next. Do you follow? No, the data set. What is the data set? What kind of entity in the database are you using? It's either a table, a store procedure, or so on and so forth. No, so in this case, we don't have any choice but to use data set. No? Okay, then now you can, if you have an existing string, it will get a default. But if you don't have, you can create the existing string using the usual way, where you create the login type, the username, the password, and that database. Okay, that's the usual way we did in our before. But usually, if you have an existing string, Visual Studio will take note of that, especially if you click this initially and then you click next. You just save it. No, I've saved this before, so that's why. Which object? Okay, so views in SQL statements which are concatenated together, so they would look like a table. You can use a particular table, or you can choose procedures which do left joins. Do you follow? Yung may mga left joins. I think we will do that in our there's a sample in the sample meron tayo niyan yung printing of purchase orders. Do you follow? So in this case, to be simple, we will need a customers table. We click table and we click customers. Okay, and we click finish. Do you follow? Do you follow? Okay, we can give this a name. Shall we say DS for dataset customers? Okay, it's a good thing to know to give it a dataset name. So ito na. This is like a data grid view, which you can you can position. You can add columns or you can delete columns. Okay. So initially you have the initial columns. If you want to choose the column from the table, you can click this. Okay, so you choose ID customer. So this will have the customer ID. You can change the header. Shall we say, because instead of ID customer, you can have customer ID. Okay. Sorry. And then this one you will also change to customer name. Okay, so we can change this. Okay. Then this one we can choose to address. You can change you can customize the width of the columns and the fonts so that if you want more columns, you can have more smaller fonts like that. You can adjust the sizes, and then if you click this, you can insert a column to the left or to the right. For example, we insert a column here, and then you can choose the telephone. We can drag the column ilipat-lipat natin. Tayo. Hindi pala, let's just delete this. So dito tayo and then insert column to the right. Okay, so and then we choose the telephone. Okay, do you follow now? So this is a report designer. We can save this. So this is RPT customers. So we have a file called as RPT customers. So this is a report. Okay, how do we shoot it in our form? Okay, remember that we have a customer viewer we created earlier. Okay, we can click the button here and then choose the report. Once we can now have the RPT customers file. We'll just click it here and then save. Okay, do you follow? Okay, now the next thing to do is to link this form to the customer's form. Let's copy that again in our ganito lang naman magano diba? We'll just copy this, how to fire or activate a form. We'll just copy this. This is piece of code. That's because in the customer design, okay, in the customer design, dito, we are going to put code in the print button. Okay, sa print button, we'll just double click this, no? Ilalagay natin dito yung, we are going to fire the code. So the name is customer viewer. And then this is customer viewer. Okay, so the curly brackets are gone. Okay, did you follow? Dailisan, did you follow?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we run this. Okay, so it's in the sample code anyway, no? Okay, so we have customers, and then we click print. So that's how it looks. Okay, it's up to you to to customize your report, change the column width. Not that like this is a very long column. Now you can send this to the printer like that, no? Okay, like normal Windows. Do you follow? No. So your formal assessment, your performance assessment should have the print, no? So ganito na lang. I'll just create the rubrics, no? I'll save this. PA3, no? Final. Okay. Customers. CRUDs. So first you should have a customer CRUDs, no? Diba? What do we have? Customers, vendors. Isahin ko na lang itong CRUDs, no? Of course, may login na tayo, di ba? You already have logins, so hindi ko na isasali dito. Units.
Sir.
Yes.
So yung yan na ano sir? Kaya yan na yung final assessment namin sir.
Yes. No?
Sa matik.
Hindi kasi yung tatlong no? I will use the 3 performance assessments.
Okay sir.
Diba meron pa tayong dalawa, meron na tayong PA1 saka PA2.
Yes sir. So yun na ang last sir.
Oh. Okay.
Ay sir, pa-check sir.
Yes, afterwards you can have. After this,
Sa
no?
PA sa 2.
Okay. Percent. Here's the percent. And then we'll have the master detail. With printing now. We follow. So we have vendor orders. Customer orders. Okay, so this will be 40%. Kasi malaki-laki ito. No? Will you excuse me for a while? I just need to pee. No? Okay. This is 40%. The total is 2020 ito, no? Okay. So bear with me for a while, no? Tapusin ko lang. Yeah. Ito lang right border. Yan. Okay. Bottom. Okay. So I have vendor orders already. So you can have this. Ang store procedures pala, no? Kaya na mag-create. Kasali na doon ang store procedures, no? That's why you have 20%. Okay. March 20. Can you do it in 2 weeks? Delisan, nandun, no? Francisco.
Yes, sir. Kaya mo na, sir.
May sample code, no? There's a sample code which you can download.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Actually, may ordering na doon. So, this is version Visual Studio 2019. Itong demo. They follow. And there's a backup over the database which you can restore. And if you like, you can create a database, no? Anyway, I'll try to give a schema na lang, no? Upload a schema. Okay? So,
I-check ko rin sa ACE, sir.
if you have time, I'd like to check this individually, okay?
Okay.
Kasi mahirap ito i-check na offline.
Yes.
Okay, so who would like to check? Dailisan?
Yes, yes.
Sino ba ito? Si Dailisan, si Francisco? Daily lang.
Tama na, sir.
Mag-share screen ako, sir.
Sandali lang ha. Save ko lang ha. Okay, can you share the screen? Mag-stop man ako automatic, di ba?
Yes, sir. Um, kita, sir.
Yes.
Sa
Yung, ano na yung report, hindi pa yung mag-work lahat sa 2022, no? Gitry ko. You can install it the same way. Pero,
2019 ano din to, sir.
okay.
Wala na ako. Yung sa ano pa to, sir, yung sa P2.
PA2.
Yes, sir. Yung wala pang report, sir.
Oo, walang pang report. Wala ang master detail. May combo box na ba?
Yes, sir, meron, sir. Pero, okay lang ang combo box ko, sir, kay wala.
Sige daw.
Yung combo box ko, sir, dito, sir. Hindi sa
Okay.
table.
But you can embed that, no? Madali lang yan i-embed
Yes, sir.
sa table, di ba? Pinakita ko yan, di ba?
Yes,
Also
sir.
embed it in the table. And anyway, it's there, no? Na makita man sa
Okay
code.
lang.
Okay lang, okay?
Sige.
That's the way you do it. It's all okay, no? Meron naman
Yeah.
talagang ganyan. Okay, follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, yan lang, sir.
Okay.
Yung-
So, lagyan mo lang ng mga reports yan, no? Lagyan mo ng mga printouts.
Asa ng report, sir, sa temps na yan, sir, di ba?
Katulad nito, can you, ano, yung ka-introduce ko lang, can you shift the, ako muna mag-share, no?
Sige.
Hindi mo ba nakita kanina?
Late.
Ito, customers, ito, may print. Lagyan mo ng print.
Okay.
Okay? O yan, o, meron. Para ma-print ko sa printer.
So, i-print niya yung data grain views.
Kung anong nandun. Okay? Whatever is there, no? For example, kung naka, no, I'm not sure kung gagana siya sa ano, kasi table ito eh. Do you follow? I-print yata niya lahat, no? Hindi siya mag-search. I-print talaga niya ito lahat, no?
Okay. Ako, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
So lahat yung customers, vendors, items, units, dapat merong print.
Okay.
Okay?
Sige, sir.
So okay na ba? Can we proceed to our next topic?
Sige, sir.
Okay. I'll take note of that anyway, no? So, itong next topic, i-review ko ito next meeting. No? I'd like to have everyone present. No? This is about master detail. No? Tingnan ko nga dito if I have the correct database, no? Anyway, it's in Dagler, no? Ito, no? Katulad this. This is called master detail. Okay? Master detail forms, no? In a master detail form, you have a summary table, and then if you click on the order and open order, you will have a details table. Okay? This is an example of vendor orders, purchase orders, no? You follow? Wala itong print pa, no? But you should have a print yourself. So in this case, you are trying to make orders to vendors which have the details. Okay? Parang POS type siya. Okay? Okay? So we have details. So for example, can we refresh this? So 2,200, no? Pwede rin mag-double click, no? You can do a double click and you will have the details. Do you follow? And in the details, I choose the items like it's an ordinary combo box. And then there's a column for quantity order and the unit cost. the amount is a computed field. Okay? It's order quantity times unit cost, that's the amount. And there's a total amount below which automatically computes if you change an item there. For example, if I change this to 25, no, 25 times 40 is 1,000. So 1,000 plus 600 becomes 1,600. Do you follow? No? And then at the same time, I can also change the date. No? Do you follow? And I can also change the supplier. Okay? It automatically changes itself. No? So sa household na ito, no? Do you get my point? Okay. This is very important in any database application, because all database applications will require you to use master detail forms like inventory, no? Payments in accounting, payroll. So kailangan talaga yung dalawa. Okay, you will have a master table, you will have a master form which lists down the summary, and you will have a detail form which lists down the individual detail of that particular transaction. Okay, do you follow? So there are two forms that you need to create. You need to create this the master form and the detail form. Okay, do you follow? How do we do that? First, we need to create a query for the master detail form. Okay, stop ko muna na. Bakit ayaw mag-stop? Dito. Baligtad pala. Kasi sa 2022, ang stop nandito. Sa 2019, ang stop nandito. Do you follow? So, I have two forms, no? FRM orders is the list of orders. Okay? And FRM single order is the detail of each order. Okay? Ito yung master, ito yung detail. Do you follow? We discuss the master first. So this one is just an ordinary navigator. Okay? Nav lang ito. We have discussed this already, right? Okay? Ito, BN navigator. What's B? Binding navigator. Okay? Do you follow? Do you get my point? Okay. Let's look at the... Sandali lang ha. Okay. So this is the orders form, no? It's like an customer's form, no? Let's differentiate it, no? Like a customer's form, we the first thing to do is to connect to the SQL, and then we populate the grid. Okay, do you follow? Okay, where's that? Okay, so the form load, no? We open the SQL connection and populate the grid. To populate the grid, we open SQL data adapter. Okay, so if you take note, no, this is a left join. Do you understand this? SQL ito, no? You all know how to left join, right? Dailisan and Francisco. You both know how to left join, right? Wala tayong question dito. So you say select O.order date, V. vendor name, and O.order remarks. O.order amount from orders O, left join vendors V, which means that we are going to join two tables, no? Orders and vendors, where on O.id vendor is equal to V.id vendor. Let's look at the database, no? By the way, no, the database is still in the globals connection, no? Globals. Okay. Sa globals ba o sa main? Dito nakaset yata, no? or sa login kasi baka lumang version po ito. Ito, no? Nandito pala, no? So, demo ang database, no? And so on and so forth. So, let's look at the demo database. These are the tables, no? So, for example, I have orders. So, ito yung orders table. You have an ID order, which is an auto increment, no? You have order date, and ID vendor, which is a foreign key. You have order remarks and order amount. Do you follow? Do you get my point? Okay. And then we'll have another table called order details. Okay, order details. So like the orders table or the summary table orders, it has a primary key of its own, no? ID order detail. And then there's a foreign key pointing to the primary key of the orders table. So the orders table has a primary key called ID order. And the order detail will have ID order, which is a foreign key. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Okay. Francisco and Dailisan, you know what foreign key and primary key is? Rather, foreign keys and primary keys are? Dailisan, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So what's the primary key?
Primary key, sir, kay yung tawag yung primary na
Identifier.
ID niya.
Primary
Yes, sir.
identifier dun sa table. What's a foreign key?
Sa kunin niya yung parang
Primary key sa ibang table.
yes, sir.
Ibig sabihin, ito siya, ID order here is a foreign key because it's a primary key in the table orders. Do you follow? Okay. So ID item here is also a foreign key. Di ba? Francisco? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
ID item here is also a foreign key. Why is this a foreign key?
Kasi parang nagka-link yan sa primary key ng orders.
Ng items. Okay. Because if you look at the items table, it has a primary key called item. So ID item. Item quantity refers to the amount of quantity ordered, and the cost is the individual cost. Item amount is computed from item quantity times item cost. Do you follow? No? That's the details. Now, in the orders table, you have an order amount. What is this order amount? Listen, what is this order amount?
Yung ano, sir. Yung total sa ano yun sa
The total sa details
yes, sir.
corresponding to that order detail or ID order. Do you follow? Diba? Like in this case, no? We run this. So order amount is there. Okay. So ito yung order amount. Do you follow? Galing dun sa table. Okay. So the moment there's a change in the detail, the order amount, this is also the order amount. Okay. The moment there's a change in the detail, the order amount is also automatically computed. Okay. Do you follow? Okay. So first we create the parent table or the summary table. So the summary table is just a where is that? Okay. It's just a left join. So order order date, name, vendor, left join vendors ID on, and then we have the V name vendor here, so that when we run this application, okay, so yung run. Bakit ayaw mag-stop? Naka-run pa ba? Naka-run pa siya. Close ko muna. Yes, it's still running now. So if you run the application, okay. Here, no? Nasa Kabuli. Kailangan si Kabuli. So, if you run this application, and then look at the transactions. If you look at that, this is the left join, no? Ito yung left join. This comes from the orders table. This comes from the orders table. This comes from the vendors table. This comes from the orders table, but this is computed. And then this is where this is the remarks which comes from the vendors from the orders table. So remember, may dalawang table dito, di ba? Orders and vendors. So ito yung left join. Okay. How do we create the order? Okay, so let's look at the orders. No? Yeah. So there's a create new order. No? Okay. Ito ba yan? Yeah, this is the create new order. Okay. We have a stored procedure called create new order. We already know the difference with this. No? Sino ba yung nagpaturo sa akin before? Was that Francisco or ano? Gabuli, ano, hindi si Gabuli, di ba? Si Matayabas. Di ba? Do you know now do you know the difference between command type stored procedure and command and ordinary command text? Command type that text. When you say command type stored procedure, we refer to a stored procedure named create new order. And we do an execute none query. Okay? Do you follow? Now, in SQL Server, we have a special function called ident current. Okay. What's ident current? Anyone? Okay. Ident current will show you the last primary key that was created on a table on a particular table. Do you follow? Do you follow? Everyone? What is this function all about? This will give you the last ID of the primary key that was created. Do you follow? So what will this do? After calling the stored procedure, we will get the ID of the order. Okay? Because we will use that to open the order right away. No? Ito. Do you follow? Let me run that again. Bakit nawala yung ating server explorer? Okay. Nawala sa iba kung ano, no? Nawala sa iba kung it used to have a stop here, no? Process, suspend. Where's the stop? What's the shortcut for stop? Stop. Yeah, dito pala, no? Okay. You follow? So that when we start, no? Okay. Okay. So that, for example, when we go to vendor orders and we create a new order and we proceed with yes, you are now given a blank order form, which the user can start filling up. Okay. Do you follow? This is automatically saved. Okay? So if you refresh, we now have this. Okay? Ito yung details niya. Do you follow? So every time we create a new order, and you have yes, you are presented with a blank order form. Okay? Okay? Like that, no? So when you refresh this, you have this, no? Do you follow? That's how it goes. Actually, you can use your own style if you like, no? You can even have a totals here if you like. No? Kasi ito, tingnan mo, may totals din ito. If pwede rin we can also put totals in the summary table, no? Okay? So let us look at the create new orders procedure. By the way, I placed it in ano, no? Nandito sa ating Dagler site. What's the create new order? Ito, no? So, what it does is just insert into orders, order date, select get date. What is get date, everyone? The ID vendor is set to zero. Get date is like now. No? Anong tawag din sa ano? Current date sa MySQL. By the way, no? Ident current equivalent of MySQL. Who's using MySQL? Sa inyo? May equivalent, no? Ang ident current may equivalent sa MySQL, okay? This is how you do it in SQL Server. Last insert ID. Okay? That's equivalent in MySQL. Okay? Iano ko na lang, no? Ilagay ko sa Dagler. So you went. Put it in Dagler. Ano nangyari? Create new order function, creating a new order. Okay. Okay. Paano yung ano? Yung I look at the no, I'm looking at the lagyan ko na lang ng bagong ano. Okay. Lagyan ko na lang ng bagong ano, no? Just ito pala, no? So ilalagay ko dito, no? Do you follow? Okay. Ident current. Ito kasing ident current. Oh. Okay. Create new order, no? It's in the create new order. Ito, no? Okay? Do you follow? So lalagyan ko ng MySQL dito. Sorry, I haven't edited this. Edit ko, no? So last insert ID. Lagyan ko na lang ng ano. Where's that? Create new order. Ito, no? Do you follow? Lagyan ko ng remarks. Let last insert ID. Is done. Customers. Nasaan na ako? Bakit nawala? I'm lost. No. Last insert ID. This is the MySQL version. Okay. You follow? In SQL Server is called ident current orders. No? So last insert ID orders. Let me look at the no. Kasi anyway, MySQL is ano no? Is ano ko na lang, is case insensitive. Okay, you follow? So that's a creation of a new order. No, we have a stored procedure. Okay, which creates no. Here it is. No, it can be found here. Create new order. Okay, so it will just insert no get date. What's the equivalent of get date in MySQL? I think it's now no or current date. That's the equivalent. Excuse me for a while, no? Tea time. Okay, you follow? So that's how we create the order. How did we open the order, the newly created order? We get the last ident current or the last insert ID, and we call the details form called single order. Okay, any questions? No? So remember, ito yung ating orders, no? Ito. What will happen if we have a double click? Bakit wala na akong ano? Properties. Okay, you follow? What will happen if you have a double click? In here, no? We'll have double click. We'll call open order. So how do you open the order? Okay. So here's the no. Here's the procedure, no? We get the order ID. Okay, and we pass it as a parameter to single order. Okay, so the important part is the implementation of single order. No? So this is the single orders form. It's in the sample already, no? Do you follow? So you have a text. This is a date. This is from the toolbox, no? This is a date time picker. View. Wala yung ating toolbox. Okay. So dito sa ano sa toolbox, you will have a date time picker. Common Windows forms. Date time picker ito, no? That's what I dragged there. And this is a combo box. which I populated also during load time, no? So I have a populate vendors combo box. I have a populate combo box for items. Why? Because in the single order, no? So i-close ko muna yung iba, no? Ito. In the single order, you have two combo boxes. This is one combo box like the one created by Dailisan, no? And then you have a combo box that which we embed in the grid itself. Do you follow? Para picker ng items, okay? And then we load the master. What is load master? Close ko muna, no? Close ko muna ito, no? Load master is ito yung master data yung nasa taas, no? Which comes from the orders table, like the order number, the order date, and the vendor ID. Okay? And this is load detail. The detail comes from the orders table. Single orders detail table. Okay? Itong master galing sa orders table. Okay? And then we load master and then populate grid. Okay. So we do the usual populate grid, but this time, no, we are doing a left join with the units, okay, and items. Why is that? Because in the single order, this is a left join, no? Itong item description, and then the unit is a left join also, no, to the units. Whatever the item is, it will open its corresponding unit of measure. Okay. Do you follow? So left join on items so that we can have the item description, and then on unit so that we will have this, no? So this is our our SQL for our table. Now we have two, in this example, we have two data grid views. This is a data grid view for the items, and this is the data grid view for the totals. If you look at this, data grid view ito. Okay? Do you follow? Column 1 will just display total, and column 2 will display the total amount. Okay? Do you follow? No? Any questions so far? So although in single order you will have single data view, you actually take it from two tables, no? The summary here or the master comes from the orders table. The details here comes from the order details table, and this total is also from the order details table. Okay? Any questions so far? No. So medyo this is complicated, no? Because master talagang ano. The populate CBX item is the combo box which will appear on the data grid view. Ito. Okay? And then the populate CBX vendor is the combo box which will appear in the master view. Ito. Do you follow? Do you get my point? Okay. So this is just an a header. Kasi you will have a select, no? And then when you load the master, this is the load the master, no? Because if you look at the single order, this one is taken from DTP order date, taken from the master table. Ito rin taken from the master table. This is a left join, okay, to the master, no? Okay. Do you follow? This loads the master table, no? You trace this, no? So ito yung how do we save this? How do we save? For example, if there are changes in the master table, ito, for each of these items, for each of these text boxes, we will have selected value change. Ito, no? If the selected value change, we are going to save master. How do we save master? We are going to do, I think this is a stored procedure, no? Let's look at that, no? Ito, no? So another stored procedure, no? Okay, it's called order edit. Okay, or edit the order summary table. No, so we have another stored procedure, which is order edit. Ito, we follow. Okay, so we are update a particular order given an ID, a vendor ID, an order date, and order remarks. Okay, which happens here on every change, no? On selected item change. So it will also have a value change, no? And this will also have a value change, no? So it will call save master every time there's a change on the elements in the master table. Like for example, if you change the remarks, it will call also the remarks change, which will also call save master. So there are two functions that save here. The function that saves the master record and the function that saves the detail record. Okay? Do you follow? Now, let's look at the hindi siya nag-save ng, it didn't save the sum here. Do you follow? Why is that? Because the sum, the change of the sum is not triggered by the changes on the master table, no? It's triggered by a change in the details table, which means that if the order quantity and the cost will change, we will recompute the amount and we will recompute the total. Do you follow? Now let's see how that is done. Okay. So dito, no? In this, we also have a stored procedure, no? Cell value change, no? We will save detail. Okay. So dalawa tayo, save master and save detail. After saving the detail, ito yung save detail, oh. Okay. We will get the item, the item primary key, the item from the CBX item. Okay. We will convert the item, the quantity into double, the item cost into double, and we will compute the item amount. Okay. Item amount is item quantity times item cost, which are the converted values of the columns because they are just text values, no? So they are converted into doubles, and then we compute that item amount. And then we will have order detail, add, edit. Okay. If you look at that, we also have another stored procedure, order detail, add, edit. We always do that, no? Because we want to create simple code in our front end. The complications of the saving and adding are done in the server, in the SQL server. So order detail, add, edit. What will it do? It will just modify the columns, no? If the order detail is 0, it will insert the usual style, no? Otherwise, it will just change the order ID, the item quantity, the item cost, and the item amount. The item amount is already passed as a parameter. Do you follow? Item amount is passed as a parameter. If you look at that here, no? We have computed the item amount in C#, but we save the item amount directly to the procedure order detail, add, edit. Okay? So may parameters tayo, no? Yung order detail, ID order detail, yung ID item, item quantity, item cost, and item amount. Item amount is already computed. So that's why there's an automatic computation of this column. Do you follow? Do you get my point? Kung paano na ano? Okay? Questions? How is this, ano? That explains how. No? Okay. For example, I'm going to change this to 1, to 2, and then this is automatically computed to 60. Why is that? Because on the on change, okay, of the grid, we are going to compute, we are going to save the detail, and we are going to compute the item amount, which we are going to save to the details table. Okay? Do you follow? Okay? Kasi ito, this is the item amount in the orders table. This is computed by C#, and saved to SQL Server by the stored procedure. So right away, this is recomputed and saved to the database file. Do you follow? Or to the database table by this parameter, by this function, order detail add edit. Okay. Okay. And then we have a function called show total. It's the function that will show the total below. But by the way, it will not just show the total, it will also compute it, no? So ito, no? So i-compute niya yung total amount as H1, no? Sum is null. We're ordered from, this is a sum statement. Okay? Do you follow? Okay? Okay. So yun yung sum. But how is this saved? No? It's, I think, on the on close of the sort of this order, no? Tingnan natin, no, ang on close. Is it on close or on save detail? No, anyway, tingnan natin, no? Because, sorry, single order. Because this is also a data grid view. Okay? Do you follow? This is DGV total. Okay? This is DGV1, which is the details grid. This is the DGV total. So let's look at the DGV total, no? Mali, no? Don't save muna tayo, no? Kasi mali yung control L, no? Control L deleted the line. So I have to get it again, no? Single orders. It should be in single orders. Walang order total dyan. Okay. This is a data grid view. Problema is, I would like to find out where it's saved, no? Tingnan ko lang sa store procedure, no? Now, it's automatically saved by when each line, no? Because order detail add edit will also call the procedure order detail order update total amount. Okay? So automatically chain reaction ito. Order update total amount is another store procedure, no? So kukumputin lang niya yung ano, no? Order amount of each order and update the corresponding field. Do you follow? Do you follow? No? So I hope you see the sequence. So what happens is, okay, if you are going to update the table, the order detail add edit, okay, will fire. If you change this, no, for example, if you change this to 4, the procedure order item add edit will fire, and the add edit procedure will also call the update total amount. Okay, so the corresponding amount in the table is also updated, but this is just automatically computed by the sum function of SQL. So there are two functions here, no? yung sum function is displays this so that it will be fast, no? And the update total amount is executed every time there's an update here. So that, okay, when you refresh this table, no? When you refresh this table, it's also updated, no? Yung amount niya dito. Because any corresponding edit to the detail will also edit the corresponding master record, especially particularly the amount field, the total amount field. Okay? Any questions? Do you follow? Okay? So may sample, no? You can download the sample, the whole sample, the whole sample application. Any questions so far? So the rubrics, no? For the final project. So yung CRUDs ng customers, vendors, which means create, read, update, delete, search. The reports for customers, vendors, units, items, no? And the vendor orders and customer orders. Okay? You create the database yourself. Okay? Meron lang sample yung vendor orders table. And then you create the table for customer orders and you can copy, no? Anyway, magkaiba lang naman sila. Instead of ID vendor, you use ID customer. Okay? Yung order detail, you can say sales order detail. Any questions so far? No? Okay. So I will still brief everyone, no? Next meeting. I'll review this again next meeting so that the deadline, by the way, is March, ano ba? So meron pa tayong next meeting which we can do on March 11 and the deadline is March 20. So you still have 1 week more after March 11. Okay? And the basis of your grade will be the 3 PAs, PA1, PA2, and PA3. Questions? I will email everyone, no, that attendance is required next meeting because next meeting might be our last meeting. Tama ba? Meron pa tayong 18 actually, no? So pwede pa tayong mag-check dito. Okay? Do you follow? Second to the last. So I think we have to meet on March 18 because that will be checking time for us. Okay? Everyone? So I will check the 3 PAs on March 18 individually. Although I've checked the others already. So any questions? No? So more or less, no? There are many things that we haven't covered, of course, no? But more or less, this gives you a basic idea or a basic background on database development using Visual Studio, particularly using C#, diba? Because if you know how to do this, you can do a lot of things like payments, customer orders, no? Grades of students, okay? Because the most important thing is the knowledge to develop master detail forms. Okay? Yun ang pinaka-importante sa database development. How to create master detail forms and be able to print it. By the way, no? Walang print out ito, no? So yours should have a print. Okay? Any questions? Amalingan? Are you there? Okay, so Amalingan, no? I will email everyone to be present next meeting. If you have 2 more meetings left, we will consume everyone. Everything, no? Every meeting. Okay? So please be present on the 11th and the 18th because I would like to submit your grades early. Those who are not able to present will have an incomplete grade. Okay? Everyone? No? So nakahabol rin tayo, no? Kahit paano. Okay? So any questions? So, Amalingan, magpa-check ka ba o hindi na?
Hindi na, sir.
Okay. So, make sure, no, you can have your PAs checked by 11 or 18th. 1 and
Sir,
2. 1 and 2.
Sir, ang 1 sir, di ba sir, kay wala mo ito ilabot sir, kay 2 naman diretso.
2 na ba ta diretso? O sige, 2 na lang.
Eh, naka-close naman ang PA1 good sir.
Kasi kasali naman yung PA1 sa PA2, di ba? Login lang man yung PA1.
Ikaw man nag-ingon sir nga, dili na ito mag-PA1, diretso na sa PA.
Ay, open ko na lang, okay? Nag-close na ba ang PA1? Of course, it's a long time ago naman, di ba?
Sir, ana magud ka sir nga mag-PA2 na lang diretso sir, wala tayo PA1.
Sige, PA2 na lang, no? Anyway, PA1 is already in PA2. So if you want to have your work check, you can have it, the PA2 check by 11 or 18, no? Sana ma-check ko yung PA3 by 18.
Okay sir.
Okay. Mali pa ito, no? I-hide ko ito. Okay. So next meeting, no? I'll start checking PA2 and then probably if you're done by 18th, you can also have your others. I'll have to check them individually, no? By downloading your files. You just upload your files, no? They can be uploaded, no? Because this is a zip file, no, of the whole program, and then there's also a database file, no? Ito, which you can restore. I'll show you how to restore next meeting, no? Actually, pwede naman i-restore ito, no? You go to this, you download this backup, and then you go to MySQL server. And then your object, you just you create the database first, no? You can look at the database name in the code. It's either in the login or in the globals or in the main form. Okay, and then there's task, and then there's restore. Okay, database from device. Okay, and you point to that wherever I think it's in the download, no? It goes right away to the download. Let me just get it from the download. Cut ko na lang, no? Then I'll put it in the C# props. Meron walang demo database backup dito, no? So there's demo database back, okay? So I'll just go there and then locate that from drive D, C# props. Okay. I'll call all files. Ito na siya, no? Okay. Click OK. Okay, it's done. Click OK. Ganun lang pag-restore, no? Okay, follow. Now, if there's an error, you go to the options, sabihin naman niya yan. Whatever the error is, overwrite, no? Okay. The options. May open kasi ito, no? Let me just close this first. Okay. So there's an error. Why is that? Database is in use, no? So you have to stop using before you can restore, no? let me do that again, no? Because it was in use, no? So kailangan overwrite a full text server properly. That's what we have. It was cancelled by the user. Okay, do you follow? So gi-check ko lang itong ano. You just have to do some. You just have to tinker with it, no? But anyway, you'll be able to restore the database. Walang problema, no? I-tinker mo lang naman, no? Tasks. It will show you the error anyway. No? Pag add mo dito from device, you add and then you go to the backup. Okay. Click OK, and then we go to the options page. You have this clicked, and then close. Okay, and then you click OK. Okay, so this okay now. Diba? Do you follow? Okay. Anyway, you just read the errors. Kung may error pag restore, you just read it. You will be able to manage the whole thing. In MySQL, how do you back up? You use MySQL dump. Do you follow? Kung MySQL, if you are using MySQL, please use MySQL dump to back up so that I can also restore the dump myself. Okay. If not, I'll find my way, no? How to restore the database, no? Because MySQL makes backup using text files. So makikita mo naman dun sa backup how to restore it. Okay. Any questions? Everyone? You know what to do already? Francisco, Dailisan, Gabule, and Malingan. Okay. So that's all for now. Okay, I think we have covered enough, no? On C# programming with databases, Visual Studio development, no? So maybe next semester, I was teaching this last year, and then there was a follow-up course by summer, which is ASP.NET programming, no? It's a follow-up to this course, but it is the web version, no, of creating CRUDs, making CRUDs using C# no, in ASP.NET Core. Okay. That's the next track in the career path in C# programming. Okay. Any questions? Bye, everyone. Okay. I like to close this recording.
you.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sige, sir.
Okay. Bye.